Alright, I'm back. Okay, so we're back for One Piece One Takes, and it's chapter 1071 on this lovely Friday. So, yeah, apparently it's not a break this week. I made a mistake, I guess, last week saying that today's a break. So, my bad, but I mean, we have a new chapter, so hope it's all good. And yeah, just want to say that it's kind of a crazy chapter, to me at least. Maybe not so much crazy, but I don't know. A lot of things happened. Then again, not a lot of things happened. Okay, let's just get into it. So, the title of chapter 1071 is A Hero's Offense. Yeah, A Hero's Offense. And apparently, because I was reading from the scans, apparently, um, the official scans might take like 3 or 4 days more than usual. I don't know why. I didn't really bother to read, but yeah, maybe that's why there's no cover story. But yeah, there's no cover story in the scans that I've read at least. So yeah, let's just start the chapter off, and we see the real Kuma. Remember when he was like running away from Kamabaka Island, was it? Yeah, and then he just disappeared. So we start off the chapter by seeing him, flying at crazy speeds. That's what it looked like. And he basically crashed into the red line. And yeah, he crashed into the red line. And right below the red line, or right below where he crashed, there's the red port, the base of the red line, right? So he crashed on top, and then he fell onto the port, and everyone's like running away, right? Like, oh my god, it's Kuma, the imprisoned guy. Oh, one of the warlords. What's he doing here, right? So, yeah, people panic when they see him. Obviously, they're calling like Marines to come and sort the situation out. Then, while everyone's panicking, Kuma, you know, stands up, and then he stares at the red line. He stares at the world government insignia. Yeah, and on the huge one on the red line, and yeah, then we go back to Egghead. So I just want to say my thoughts for that first. I guess he's looking at the insignia in like contempt or something, or he might do something like scale the freaking. Would he scale it? I'm not so sure, but yeah, we cut off from that. Like that. That's just the. That's just it's Kuma's story in this chapter is very minimal. So then we go back to Egghead, and we jump right into like, you know, Cypher Pole trying to catch the Straw Hats, and we also see the Straw Hats in the lab, right? And more specifically, we get to see all the Vegapunks except Atlas, like all together. So yeah, we have the main Vegapunk. We have let me try to recall their names. We have Atlas, which which they're recovering at the moment. I think hopefully they're not destroyed. So we have Vegapunk, Atlas, Edison, Pythagoras, York, Shaka, and Lilith. 7, I think. I think that's correct, right? Yeah, all 7 of them. And then we see them in one long panel, like standing all together, like talking about this and that. And yeah, apparently, you know, apparently, it'll be hard to escape for them. But Pythagoras mentions, like, you know, that they still have one more ally, like other than Sentomaru. So they still have one more ally on the island. But Edison like rushes into the conversation, or rather, like, yeah, he rushes into the conversation, saying like, if they were to help us, like, they're, I, they'll basically be, you know, like watched by the government, and at that point there's no way for them to hide. So yeah, that's that's basically the ally. But then the main Vegapunk decided to just call them up and ask for help. You know, while while Edison and Pythagoras were like shocked, like we were like going back and forth about this, but the main Vegapunk just like called him up, right? Or called them up. We don't get to see who it is, but yeah, basically the person agreed, and once they agreed, Vega, all the punks, might I say, would be, or basically all of them were like, oh, then it should be a piece of cake, you know, to get out of the island. So then we see Lucci, or rather, yeah, Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy, right, or Stussy, and basically Stussy mentions to like, you know, to Lucci, like, you know, why don't you listen to the Navy, like, because the Navy ordered CP0 to, you know, stay put and not attack Yonko crew, but Lucci, being him, being stubborn, prideful, he's like, I refuse to accept that Luffy is an emperor, you know? And like, obviously Luffy's crazy strong. He just whooped Lucci's ass in like the previous chapter, but from Lucci's perspective, it's like, in 2 years, this boy that I fought, you know, beat me already. And then in 2 years, he became a freaking Yonko. Crazy stuff, right? So, yeah, he basically refuses to follow the Navy's rules because he refuses to accept that the Straw Hats are a Yonko crew, right? So now, you know, now that the ally obliges, right, or rather the ally uh, agrees to like help the Straw Hats and the punks, then basically Vegapunk mentions how all 7 of them would be like, you know, all 7 of them would be joining the crew if that's okay, and of course everyone's like, yeah, sure, come in, and some of them are like, dang, that's too many, you know. Then we cut to Bonnie running to find Vegapunk while the 3, Luffy, Jinbei, and Chopper, are chasing after her, right? Or maybe not Jinbei, because if I'm not mistaken, we don't see him, so I don't know where he went. He's probably taking care of Atlas. Yeah. But we see Luffy and Chopper chasing after her. Then apparently the Frontier Dome went offline, and both the punks and the CP and Cypher Pole don't know who turned the Frontier Dome off, right? Like, what? And then basically Kaku mentions that, you know, or rather not Kaku, was it Kaku? But someone mentions to Lucci that they could just, you know, use their shave and fly up over the Frontier Dome, right? The defenses are offline. And he says it might be a trap because, you know, why was it shut down so easily? But they still went ahead anyway. They got over their defenses, and the Frontier Dome suddenly like turned back online, I guess. Then Kaku, or rather Cypher Pole, was met, like Stussy, you know, the 3 main CP0s, they were met with the Sunny, and Kaku went and tried to destroy this ship, you know, not knowing that there still are freaking people there, which are Zoro and Brook, right? So Kaku uses this cool kick. What's it called? What is it called? He uses his kick called Tempest Kick, Sky Slicer. And then, woo, there's a slice heading on into Sunny's way. Then we see Zoro like wake up from a nap all pissy because like waking Zoro up from a nap. Damn. But anyway, Zoro's obviously he's pissy as crap. So then he deflects the blade, he deflects the kick. Then Kaku's like, ugh. And then we can see Zoro defending the ship. Then going back to the lab, Luffy, Chopper, and Bonnie reach the lab, reuniting them, like all of them except for Atlas and Jinbei. And then, and then they're wondering where'd Vegapunk and Bonnie go, right? And then we see Bonnie like chasing Vegapunk. And then basically asking to turn her dad back into a human, right? And Vegapunk says no, he can't. But there's a reason for it. So what that reason is, I have no clue. Maybe he might have been the one to ask Vegapunk to turn him to a Vegapunk into a cyborg. But I doubt it, so I'm not too sure what that reason might be. But hopefully we'll get to that sooner. Then, why I said there's a lot happening but not much, because the last few like panels, crazy. We get to see somewhere around in the new world, Kid's crew were the first ones to sail and find Elbaf. So they're the first ones there. I don't know if you guys expected that, but I didn't. I knew the Straw Hats were gonna go there, and I still think they are gonna go there, but Kid? That's the thing though. What I can correlate as of now would be the fact that Kid lost his arm to Shanks' crew, right? Shanks and his crew. So, you know how Elbaf is also a lot of theories out there that Shanks will be at Elbaf as well and stuff like that. So maybe that's the correlation I have as of now. Other stuff I can't really like mix and match together. I can't think of much right now, but that's the only thing that I can correlate when it comes to like Oda bringing Kid and his crew to Elbaf first, you know. And yeah, we might see the Straw Hats like jump into the middle of a freaking war or something like that. Who knows? And then after that, we get to see the naval base G14, you know, and we get to see the lady herself, Vice Admiral Doll. I like her aesthetic, okay? Like, and to top it all off, she also has tattoos. Like, she is wearing a short sleeved t-shirt, I think, right now, and she has tattoos. Damn. But anyway, you can see Doll talking to Garp on the Den Mushi, right? And then she basically says that she can't spare any more men because they're heading towards Egghead Island, right? And then she's like, and then she goes on like, are you seriously trying to attack an emperor by yourself? And Garp's like, what? No. But... And then, rather he's like, yeah, no. And then he stops it there, but it's more like, yeah, no. But, yeah. Because Garp's gonna go to Hachinosu to rescue freaking Kobe. Crazy. I guess hopefully we get to see another cool and fight like with Garp, you know. Hopefully he doesn't die though or something. That would be crazy, man. Because Garp's getting up there in age, right? But yeah, Garp's gonna go rescue freaking Kobe at Pirate Island with Blackbeard's crew. Not to mention the fact that Blackbeard's also, I think, if I remember correctly, it's been a few weeks back, even months. Law, if I'm not wrong, they haven't concluded who the winner was, right? Law and Blackbeard. So I don't think Law would win. So Blackbeard probably would lock him up together, or not together, but in close proximity with Kobe, right? I think so. So maybe Law will like team up with Garp, you know, and how Garp potentially knew that Sengoku technically had a sort of son, which was, you know, Corazon. So, and Corazon is obviously related to Trafalgar Law in a sense that he gave the fruit to Law. So, a lot of stuff to think about. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? For me, this chapter is very good. It's not much, if any, action besides Zoro and Kaku. But yeah, this chapter is more of like pushing the story forwards in more directions, right? Because we get to see Kuma at the start. We get to see more of the Egghead action. We get to see freaking Kid's crew. Like, I didn't think they'd pop up so soon. And then we also get to see Garp, who wants to go and, practically storm Hachinosu, right? So crazy stuff, honestly. Yeah. Crazy stuff. This chapter, I'm gonna have to go with an 8.5. It's really good. I'd like if it. I like it if it was a little bit longer, but besides that's a very small nitpick, obviously, because I assume we'd like to have more One Piece to read, right? But yeah, 8.5 is very good. A lot of stuff happening, although it's a bit short. Yeah, nice clash between Kaku and Zoro. Yeah, a solid 8.5, you know. That's just what I'm feeling, you know. I can't necessarily say that I know why I gave it an 8.5. I just feel like it's an 8.5. And I know it unconsciously in a sense, but I don't know how to explain to you like why it's lacking that 1.5 more to get it a 10, or even a 0.5 more to get it a 9. Sometimes I just don't know why, but it's an 8.5. Still very good in my books, honestly. Like, One Piece is great, you know. That's the reason why I do this every freaking Friday, right? Because I love the story, you know. If I didn't like the story, I wouldn't be doing this. And yeah, 8.5 for 1071, you know. Yeah, that's all. So I guess if you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. You know, I'll also start saying to, you know, if you wanna be up to date in every, you know, upload I do, please hit the notification bell, I guess. And you know, yeah, like and subscribe. You know, comment down below if you have anything you want me to like read, react to, play any games, any ideas for me to do. I'll gladly do them, unless it's crazy or bad, you know, hurting other people. That's a no-no. But yeah, thank you guys for, you know, tuning in. I hope you are somewhat entertained with my ramblings. But yeah, thanks.